In this video, I'm going to share with you some very alarming news. Financial institutions around the world reported a 56% increase in cyber attacks in just the first quarter of this year, the first 3 months of this year compared to the same period last year. The number of cyber attacks against the banking industry specifically was up 78%. Now let's get started. Let's start with some facts. According to the report that was recently released by the Verizon Business, which is a business unit of Verizon Communications, there were almost 2,300 attacks against the financial services industry in the first quarter of 2023. That is up from 1,470 attacks during the same period last year. Cyber criminals have been increasingly targeting banks because they believe that banks are sitting ducks. They believe that banks have a lot of money and they don't have adequate cybersecurity measures in place. And so they try their luck. Cyber criminals try their luck by launching cyber attacks against banks in hopes that they will be successful. So what types of cyber attacks do these cyber criminals use? One of the most common ones is phishing. Phishing attacks accounted for 39% of all attacks against the financial services industry in the first quarter of 2023. That is up from 26% in 2022. So there was a significant increase in phishing attacks. Another type of attack that cyber criminals use is malware, which accounted for 21% of all attacks in the first quarter of 2023. That is up from 15% in 2022. Also, another alarming trend is the increase in the use of artificial intelligence, AI, by cyber criminals to launch attacks against banks. According to the report, the use of AI in cyber attacks against the financial services industry increased by 50% in the first quarter of 2023 compared to the same period last year. Banks are sitting ducks for cyber attacks. It is a fact. But there is something that can be done about it. There are several things that can be done in order to mitigate the risks and to protect ourselves. I will talk about them in one of my upcoming videos. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already so that you don't miss my upcoming videos.